I'm Chris Grabenstein.
And I'm JJ Grabenstein.
And as some of you know, I've written a few books over the years. I wrote the Limoncello series, the Welcome to Wonderland series, the Haunted Mysteries, the Island of Dr. Liebers, and then I co-authored a few books with this guy named James Patterson. Let's see, we've done iFunny, Treasure Hunters, House of Robots, Jackie Haha, Max Einstein, about 24 other books. But now I'm really excited because I've co-authored a book with JJ. In fact, she had the idea for this book.
That's true. Being married to Chris got me thinking about all the books I read as a kid, and I started wishing that I had read a book that talked about who you are being more important than what you accomplish. So I told Chris my idea for a story, and he said,
let's do that book together, and that's how Shine
was born.
So how did we work together?
Very well, don't you think?
Yes, I think we did. Collaboration means that you work together with someone. Now that can happen a lot of different ways.
True.
When I work with James Patterson, he does a very detailed outline, 40, 50 pages long, and every month I write some words, I send it to him, and we get on the phone and we talk. We work together a little differently.
Yes, we did. Part of the time we were in town together, and part of the time we were long distance. And it actually was almost easier when we were long distance. We could just write notes in the margin of the page and send them back and forth to each other. But when we were in town, we learned that we have very different writing styles.
That's true, because I can type like 100 words a minute. I went to college and studied journalism, so everything, all my papers I turned in, they had to be typewritten. So by the time I got out of college, I can type 100 words a minute, so all my thinking goes through my fingers.
Meanwhile, my background is from acting and theater, so I think about the characters and I want to act every scene out. So I'm like, oh, and then what if Ainsley says, and he's going, because I don't realize it, but he has a whole scene going on in his head while he's typing, and I'm interrupting him, and I don't even know it.
People often ask, how did that work? How did that collaboration work? Did you have any issues, right?
Oh, yes, people ask that all the time, and the answer is yes!
No!
We definitely did have issues. We had lots of issues. I don't know what he's
we
talking
wrote
about
this
because
book
we had
together and perfect
wrong. It was not harmony. It was discord because we were arguing about so many parts of it, but then it was the dog.
Nobody.
The dog was the great thing, right? I think
that
that was your idea.
No, that was your idea.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't remember, but it was wonderful to add a dog. Every book needs a dog, right? Dogs are wonderful. So, anyway, we hope you like dogs because there's a dog in there.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
When we write something, it's perfect the first time we turn that paper in and in.
We thought it was, but it wasn't. No, we did 6.5, 7 drafts.
7 drafts over a 2-year period.
Yeah, and as Chris always says, there's no such thing as good writing, only good rewriting. And boy, did we learn that.
We rewrote, and I think the book got better every time we rewrote it.
I agree.
So if your teacher ever says, you can do better than that, hands it back to you, they might know what they're talking about. You know, people ask all the time, where do you get the characters for your books?
It's true. People always ask. And a lot of times they're people that we know or people that we've met in our life.
For instance, in this new book, Shine, there's a character in there, a teacher named Shaq Van Duzet. Guess who had a cool teacher named Shaq Van Duzet? Me. He was like the greatest English teacher ever. And so what I tried to do when we were working on those scenes, I'd say, JJ, the way Shaq might say that is, and I would try to bring back the essence of Shaq Van Duzet.
And I had a teacher named Mrs. Zanuck.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask. You'll meet her in the book.
My advice is write as if nobody wants to or has to read anything you've written.
That's
Because
right.
the number one job of a writer is to write something that readers want to read. You know, another thing we get asked all the time is where do you get your ideas? And they come from anywhere. You might see something a little bit unusual. In fact, a picture book I created was started with an idea that JJ saw.
That's right. I was out walking our dog, and there was a little girl in a stroller, and she was saying, "No, I don't want to take a nap. I don't want to take a nap." And I felt so bad for the parents, and I was there with our dog. So I said, Fred loves to take naps. And then there was a man on the other side of the carriage, and he said, I love to take naps too. And so I came home and I told Chris because I thought that was so cute. And he said,
what if there was a little girl who didn't want to take a nap and was screaming, "I don't want to take a nap." But everybody else in the park said, "You know what? A nap sounds good. I'll take that nap." And so many naps get taken that by the time the girl's sleepy enough, there's no naps left. So look for something a little unusual and say, what if? Some of them we just make up. Sometimes we'll go to my Facebook page or my mailing list and we'll just magically pluck someone's name out of there and name a character after them. Sometimes we have charity auctions and raise money for charities by auctioning off character names.
Yeah.
And then what about the character Piper Millie in this book? How did that name come about?
Piper is our main character, and she's named after a dog. I was walking our dog, and I saw this cute little dog, and I asked the lady, "What's your dog's name?" And she said, "Piper." And I thought, oh, that is such a cute name. So I came home and said, "Chris, I want to name our main character Piper."
What about the last name Millie?
Yes, that was the last name of a girl I went to school with.
So you put that together with a dog, you got Piper Millie.
There you go.
You know what they say about writing?
Write what you know.
Of course, you can know just about anything. Just do some research and things. But you'll see in our book, Shine, there's a lot of emphasis on music. Now, JJ, you know a lot about music.
Well, that's true. I sang all through school, and I studied music.
Oh, and you also, I believe, were a magician's assistant.
Ah, yes, I was. I did a show where I assisted a magician, and I appeared out of nowhere in an empty box. Ta-da! There I was.
How'd you do that?
I'm not going to tell you. It's magic.
And that's why we made our character Tim a magician. Of course, one of the great things about collaboration is your partner can make you look better than you could do by yourself.
True.
It's amazing. Sometimes you can shine more when you're working with other people.
A sky full of stars shines brighter than just one.
Thanks, everybody, and we hope you enjoy our book.